how would you say the concept of infinity has developed throughout mathematics and in philosophy? It starts off perhaps with Cantor, or does it go even further than that? What are our conceptions of infinity?
Okay, so this is hard to do quickly. So
Yes.
Aristotle had a concept of the infinite, but he thought that there could only be a kind of potential infinites like the future, which doesn't, according to Aristotle, I guess, didn't exist all in a realized form. It's just that for each day there could be another one. So he didn't, and I think he denied that there could be an actual infinity. For example, he denied that there could be infinitely many stars. And given his conception of the universe, there certainly wouldn't have been room to fit infinitely many stars in there. So maybe because of his cosmology and other things, it was kind of plausible that there wasn't anything that was actually infinite, at least infinitely large. There's this other question about the infinitely small, whether space is infinitely divisible or not. And his view was that the divisions were potential, right? So space didn't actually come in points, but you could kind of divide a space into smaller spaces. And that view about infinity persisted for a very long time, and some people still endorse it. But a long time ago, I mean, at least by the time of Galileo, people had recognized that you could take what looked like an infinite set, say the natural numbers, and put it into one-to-one correspondence with some of its subsets, for example, the even numbers. Right. And that gives rise to a different way of thinking about infinity. So not as merely sort of potential necessarily, but the idea that there might, maybe there are structures in the world that have this property, that there's a correspondence between whole and some proper part, as there is with the natural numbers and the even numbers. Right. So I think that would be the most kind of significant addition to Aristotle. People have argued then about whether there are actual infinities, and people have argued about whether we should employ the notion of actual infinity even in mathematics. So there are intuitionists, people like Brouwer and Heiting, who thought that there's no way that we should be thinking that there are actual infinities in mathematics. The standard view, the view that won out, the view that I was just taught as a matter of course in my first year maths lectures, was, of course, there are in the mathematical realm, there are infinite collections. The natural numbers are one. For any natural number, add one to it, you get another one. So there's no, if you want a number, you want to say how many natural numbers there are. If you pick any natural number to do the numbering, you're too small because you could add one and get it to be bigger. So it must be that it's an actual infinity, and its cardinality is what Cantor called LF null, what he thought was the smallest of the cardinalities.